Hey you guys, so right now we're going to be talking about organization for our comparison contrast essay. Now I will say that this is the thing that people struggle with very heavily for this essay, and I think a large part of it actually has to do with just kind of psychology in general, right? People as a whole, we don't like to fit into a box. We don't like to conform. We like to do things our own way, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's humanity, okay? But when it comes to situations like this, where there's a lot of information flying around doing different things, it's really important to organize your ideas so that they can make sense to someone else looking at them, right? Whether that's verbal communication or written communication, we've all known someone who talks or writes in circles, even if it's just a text message or a general conversation, and it drives you up a wall. I talk in circles sometimes, and it drives me up a wall when I realize I'm doing it. Right, so we need to make sure that we keep a consistent organization in writing because we have that control. We can control our writing. We can go back and revise, and that's the beauty of putting words down on paper. We can always adjust them once we feel like they're not fulfilling their role, right, their duty as they need to be. So for this essay, organization is a very important part. Now, at Gwinnett Tech, everything that we do is really focused on how are we preparing you to go out into the workforce. So sometimes at work, you're going to be asked to do things that you don't agree with, that you feel like is kind of stupid, maybe bureaucratic red tape or whatever forms you have to fill out a certain way. And this essay is kind of helping you learn to conform with those kinds of requirements. All right, so I want you to keep that in mind as we're going through. This is actually a skill that will help you in the real world. Now, when it comes to this essay, I just want to reiterate that we have two organizational methods, right? We have the block method and we have the point-by-point method. Now, both of those methods use the same thesis statement, right? Exactly the same. You wouldn't have to change it if you decided to switch from one to the other midway through. Now, in the thesis statement, it's important to identify topic 1, topic 2, point A, point B, and that indication of comparison contrast. Now, how would you do that? Well, you just list them out, right? The first topic in your thesis statement becomes topic 1. The second topic in your thesis statement becomes topic 2. The first point, point A, and the second point, point B. Then that indication of comparison contrast, we need that in there because we're letting our reader know that that's the purpose of our essay, right? We are purposefully comparing and contrasting these two topics in these two ways. So we want to make sure that we identify those things in our thesis. Okay, then when we're writing, we also want to make sure that in the topic sentences of each body paragraph, right, that is the first sentence of each body paragraph, we identify the topic and point that the body paragraph is going to discuss, right? So we just throw a little signpost in there and we say, here's what we're talking about in this paragraph. If you want to think about your topic sentence as being like a little mini thesis statement for that paragraph, go for it. Okay, so we want to keep that in mind. Then, inside the paragraph, we're only discussing the things that pertain to that one topic and one point combination. So we don't want to have information from other topics kind of filtering in. We don't want information from other points filtering in, right? It's all about that one topic and that one point. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do that. We identify it in the topic sentence using that terminology from the thesis, and then in that paragraph, we don't have any sort of overlap. We keep our like ideas together. All of those ideas pertaining to that topic and that point go in that paragraph. All right, that's the big thing to keep in mind. Now, just as a refresher, the block method groups by topic. The point-by-point method groups by point. So what does that look like in your essay? Well, each essay is going to have 4 body paragraphs, right? Your intro, then your 4 body paragraphs, then your conclusion. That first body paragraph for the block method is going to be topic 1 and point A. The second body paragraph is going to be topic 1 and point B. Third, topic 2 and point A. And then finally, the fourth is going to be topic 2 and point B, right? So we just kind of keep that in mind as we go. So make sure no overlap, no spills, nothing like that. Now, point by point is the same thing except we group by point, right? So the first body paragraph is going to be topic 1, point A. The second body paragraph, topic 2, point A. The third body paragraph, topic 1, point B, and then the fourth body paragraph, topic 2, point B, right? Grouping by point instead of by topic. Okay, so once we've done that, we want to make sure that all of the content in those paragraphs are only related to that topic and point combination. Now, I know I've said that about 3 times in this video, but it's very important. You don't want a paragraph that contains 2 topics and 1 point, just like you don't want a paragraph that contains 2 points and 1 topic. You want to keep those ideas separate so that they're easy for your reader to understand. Okay? I've seen so many comparisons of different products and things online, and sometimes they just jump back and forth, right? For example, if they're comparing the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12, right? They're like, the iPhone 11 does this. Well, the iPhone 12 has an upgrade on that does this. And then the iPhone 11 was like this, and now the iPhone 12 does. And you just, like, it's just like a tennis match, right? You just like, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, right? And you're just going back and forth and back and forth. We don't want to make that something that our reader feels, right? This sort of inconsistency, this sort of chaos in our writing. We want to control it better. So we group like ideas and then we move forward. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about is that you should not have any body paragraphs that pertain to similarities. Similarities are quick, right? We could say them in one sentence, maybe half a sentence. We can kind of combine some together. And because of that, we should just stick them in the intro and the conclusion, right? So that way, your reader doesn't have to search for them. We see similarities right off the bat, and then we get into our differences. Now, there are similarities present in our body paragraphs. Now, what? I just said that there weren't. But they're in there because of how you develop those differences, right? Each of those differences that you use are still a commonality, right? If you're talking about donuts and you're talking about texture and filling, right? You're talking about maybe a jelly donut as compared to a Bavarian cream donut, right? Where the texture on a jelly donut is usually powdered, whereas a Bavarian cream donut usually is just kind of fried dough with chocolate on top or something like that, right? So inherently, the fact that they have a texture is a commonality. Also, the fact that they have a filling is a commonality, right? So we're identifying similarities, but we're talking about the differences in those similarities. Okay, so keep those things in mind. So we've got similarities throughout, because I know probably some of you were like, why can't I talk about similarities? Well, ultimately, your points are a similarity. They're just a similarity that's done differently. All right, so hopefully that helps to make things feel a little bit less confusing about organization, help you kind of figure out how to organize your thoughts. All right, so thank you very much, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Do great things, and I will see you next time. Bye.